Hey guys, this is Mona from Rock City Tumblers, and I was going to do the Snowglobe tutorial with you guys. So I made one, and I use a little mixture of glitters. It's hard to hold the phone and shake at the same time. So I'm going to show you how I did it, and I'm going to put you on the mount so we can see. So I'm going to flip you around. If you get woozy, shut your eyes for 4 seconds. Okay, I think you're on the mount. Hopefully y'all can see. Get you loaded up on Facebook. On my iPad, I mean. Hey, Jamie. Okay. So, this is the one I made. I'm going to take the top off so the straw didn't rattle. I got this one at Starbucks yesterday. They only had one on the shelf. When I went in, it was a little bit awkward because of all of the masks and the COVID. And so I asked if they had any more. And he said no. And told me the truck was coming on Friday. So they may get more on Friday. I don't know if they get one. I don't know. You know. So, getting these is very hard. Extremely very hard to come. I've looked on the internet. And the reason why these are the best, in my opinion, from what I've researched, is this tall lip. So I don't know if you can see. I mean, that's quite a bit of an indentation. Where my ruler went. There it is. Doesn't help much. My dogs have chewed both ends. Okay, so we're going to use this end. So you can see how that sits in from the outer edge of the cup, and that makes it ideal to protect the surface that we're going to close up the hole with. And so I've got the supplies and stuff that we need, but you shake the tumbler and your glitter moves around. So this was a mixture I used from, they used to be Creative Madness, and now they're POTR. I'll have to link them. They're in Pensacola, Florida. Veteran-owned family. And so they still have it. They called it 50 States, and that's the little stars that are in here. See if I can find one. There's little white stars. And then the red, white, and blue, she called it America. She's renamed them since I bought them. And then I mixed a little bit of Pink and Purple Monkey Peppermint, number 349, because it's holographic. And it's white, and it's a mixture of a chunky, but it's holographic, so it gave it a little extra oomph, because the first one wasn't. I don't believe maybe the first one was holographic. The first one's all round, so I'm seeing holographic round, so I may have been wrong. But I think it's super cute. All of the research says that fine glitter doesn't do well and to use chunky. This is a mix, so it's got all sorts of shapes in it. And so far, I just made it yesterday. So far, it's doing really well. So, these Starbucks tumblers have lines on here for the baristers, whatever the coffee people at Starbucks to know. And it even has the Starbucks logo. And then it has little markings, like the little boxes that they can check for what you order. So if you're going to make one of these exact ones, most people have been filling the glitter line up underneath this first line. If you fill it up to that first line, it's going to be too much. So I think I went to about right here, and it may have been a little bit too much. I didn't really know. So I know when I've been watching the tutorials though, I keep asking, how much glitter? How much glitter? Okay, so I wanted to get that in case you're watching, and that's all you need to know is how much glitter. One of these little bathroom cups, maybe 2/3 of the way. If you're going to use one of these 24-ounce tall ones. If you're going to use a smaller tumbler, like this one's a 20-ounce one, you would use a little bit less. Okay, so hopefully that helps. And then the fluid that you're going to put in, I use the vegetable glycerin. I got this on Amazon. And distilled water. I use a half and half mixture. If I go off of the mixture, I'll lose a little bit more glycerin than I would water. If you had to err one side a little bit heavier than the other. So, and then my Walmart did not have these little plugs. These are bumpers. They go in cabinets so that when your cabinet shuts, it doesn't hit too hard. And so the little rubber, it's got a sticky side on it. They're just rubber. And so that helps plug the, I got that glitter everywhere yesterday. My Walmart did not have the Scotch brand, but they had this off brand. There's not even a brand name on it. Waxman. I think I just searched for plastic bumper, cabinet bumper. There's a part number if you need it. I could try to link it. So this worked for that Starbucks tumbler. If you can see that it's right even with that lip. Okay, so now if I'm doing a different tumbler, I got these on a buy-in. I have some more coming from Crystal Ninja. She had a big sale. I think they're still on sale. Buy one, get one free. Free shipping over, I think, $100. So that makes them $5 each because they're $9.99. It's a really good price, especially if you can get free shipping. And so we're going to play with this one today. So this one is not deep enough to use that bumper. If I put that bumper thing here, it would stick up and the whole cup would be wobbly. So these bumpers are only needed if you're going to do the Starbucks tumbler, or if you happen to find a different company that has that big lip on the outer edge, because that's what we really like. Hey Sherry. Okay, so we're doing Snowglobe. So Sherry did one with just a Dollar General tumbler, like thermos, and she used fine glitter in it, and it looks beautiful. So you can definitely see through mine. I did add just a smidge of art glitter, if I can find it. I better find it. I need it. Oh, it's hiding up here. I moved my light down and now I can't see anything. So this is ultra fine art glitter winter white, and I added just a smidge of it toward the end, and it kind of gives the water just a little bit of a magical twinkle. So y'all probably can't see that on the camera. I have to tippy toe to see where my camera is. So if you're looking right there, you might be able to see. Oh, I was way off. Anyway, so I don't think that would clog up. It's just, it's just, there's certain glitters that apparently will get all clogged up. And now it's wanting to be at the bottom. It didn't want to be on the bottom at all when I first played with it. And so the more you shake it, the more that glitter is going to coat itself in the glycerin, and the more it's going to move around. So I just made this yesterday. Anyway, still having fun with it. So I used it all day, and it has not leaked, thankfully. I don't think I'm going to sell these. I just feel like the person who gets it probably will be coming back and breaking it or something, or leaks in their car, and I don't want it to be my fault. But I want to make one of these dome tumblers for myself, and I'm going to put crystal AB on the top, rhinestones, and so this I want to put something fun that goes with the crystal AB, like this chunky hollow bling, and this is from Yaya's Glitter. If you want a similar one, Silver Bells from Charlie Rose Creations is real similar. It just has a lot more smaller mix in it. It's a chunky mix, so you can see a lot more fine in there, so that I feel like this one will be better. In Unicorn Tears from Glitter Emergency is really pretty too. It's a little bit more pastel. No, it might be a better choice. The fine that's in there, it looks like ultra fine. So I feel like this would be a really good mix to put in. And if you want to, you can create your own mix by just dumping them in the cup. And I just stuck my hand over the top and just let it shake up. But I feel like they're going to look really good with the crystal AB color, just that plain crystal AB color. Okay, gotta put my hair up, it's hot in here. Alright, so you need glitter, you need a tumbler. Hog Stainless Depot has these clear tumblers. I don't know if Steel Magnolia has them. I think Jugs has them. Juggz. I'm trying to remember who else had them. Also, I have these as well. I ordered these like almost 2 years ago, and I never had anything to do with them because I didn't really feel like putting fabric on them or anything. So these have a really good deep space between the inner and the outer. The newer models may not. You have to order them and see. And a lot of times they take return. So if they come in and they're not what you want, you could always return it. So I might drill both of these on the live just in case I mess one up. So I'm going to put the lids to the side because we're not going to do things with the lids right now. So you need tumblers, double walled acrylic tumblers. You want high quality acrylic tumblers. You might test out your tumbler before you use it because some of these leak from the factory. I did not test either of these. Another good thing I like about them is that you don't have to sand these for this method. And I would not sand them because it's going to dull the plastic and you won't be able to get it to shine back up unless you put epoxy on it. So I wouldn't sand them. Alright, cleaning out my space. Hang on. Okay. So you're also going to need a drill of some sort. Someone I saw in another tutorial used a Dremel. I didn't actually see her use it. She said she used it. A funnel is greatly helpful. There's some on Amazon that you can get in like 2 days. I tried to make one out of a little measuring cup. Didn't work so great. So I have these bottles that I keep some of my epoxy in. I got these at a restaurant supply store here in Little Rock area. And so I stuck the nozzle of the bottle in just a little bit to see, and then I trimmed it off just a smidge. And I trimmed it twice just to get a little bit off. I mean, just a hair, and then I kind of cut it at an angle, and that way it kind of lets air escape as you're putting in your glitter. And then the trick to this, instead of having to tap, 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 a whole lot to get the glitter to knock in was I used a toothpick. If I can get one toothpick. I used a toothpick and kind of shoved the glitter around, and it made the glitter fall. Made sure not to let go of the toothpick because I feel like it would have possibly gone into the tumbler, never to be seen again. So we've got our glitter, we've got our tumblers, we have the tumblers, toothpicks. You need, I would get one of these little cups so you know how much. I guess I can try to measure out how much glitter that is. I used this, I found this syringe I didn't know I had. Worked great for the glycerin water combo. You need glycerin. This is vegetable glycerin, so this is food safe. If you use baby oil or contact solution, should that mix in with your drink, technically that's not food safe. So that's why vegetable glycerin is kind of the choice. Yeah, medicine syringe. You push the glitter in. I only have one, so this one's all tainted from the glycerin. But I was trying to think outside the box, and I got one of these, but the hole's too big. Yep. So yeah, if you have another syringe, then you might be able to definitely do that with the glitter. Okay, so you also need drill bits. So the tutorial that I watched, she used the 1/4-inch drill bit. So my husband got me tools for Christmas. So the 1/4-inch is over here. There's another one over here. I'll use this one. Notice this one over here. Pretty sure I used that one. Okay, so I watched another tutorial. Actually, that one might be the 1/4-inch. I may not have used a big enough hole. Where she had a smaller drill bit that she used to start the hole with, so I might do that tonight and see how well that worked, because it was a little bit nerve-wracking to get that hole in. But I think once you've done it once, it's okay. I think you'll know now, if that makes any sense. Okay, so you don't have to sand or anything, but what you do want to do is you want to look at the bottom of the cup. So this cup here attaches to the inner cup right in the center. So I don't want to drill anywhere in this center area, because this is its own little compartment. If I do and I start to put glitter or anything in, it's only going to stay in that little bitty circle. So I want to drill somewhere here in this area, because that way I can seal it up, hopefully, and without causing the bottom to tip. If I was to drill in this outside area, it might cause it to be a little wobbly, and people don't like that. So I'm going to drill over here. Same thing on here. It's got that same center. So you don't want to drill in the center. So you need to examine each cup, because each tumbler would be different. All right, I'm going to do this one first. This one was cheaper, just to do practice. Told my husband I need a lesson on the screw gun, because sometimes it does not like me. Okay, so you can go clockwise, you push it and it'll go counterclockwise. So we want to go clockwise. My husband suggested that you just do reverse and just use the pressure because it was going to knock it anyway. I didn't like that idea, so we didn't do it. So you have to be careful when you're doing this step so that you don't hit the inner cup. You only want to go through this top layer. I don't know if we can get you to the side just a little bit. So maybe it'll be easier to see if you kind of add an angle. I don't think that helped any. Okay. And so you might practice just pulling on that trigger the slowest you can pull. So you know what to expect. So you're going to start to see little shards of acrylic start to come up. So it's digging into that acrylic. So it's probably a good idea because this drill bit is going to shove, this drill bit is going to shove into this crevice here, the crater in between the two cups, and all of this excess is going to go with it and get stuck. This is probably a good idea, which is why I have the tweezers to help try to pry any of that out. But if you can knock that off often, then that might help prevent that. Sorry, I know you can't see. Maybe that's better. See all that? Better out than in. So I'm barely pushing down, just kind of letting the end of the drill usually want to go straight down, but I'm trying to let y'all see. It's almost through. Sometimes you might hear a pop because there's an air seal in there when it breaks. Definitely heard a little bitty snap. There it goes. Okay, so I am in. See how, what's the best angle? But I'm not all the way through. I did not go through to the other side. Reverse myself out. So there is a little bit of plastic there that's pushing down into it. It's okay. Okay, so now I want to make the hole bigger. That is not big enough to do anything with. So hopefully now that I started the hole, using the bigger bit will be easier. Because my anxiety couldn't take much of that yesterday. Just going with the big one. Alright. All ready? Slow go. Get that acrylic off. So this is the hardest part of the whole thing, because you don't want to crack it. This is just plastic. I was going backwards. It was still working now. So we're just working that hole out. So if you bust through it, all of that breaks is going to go inside your cup. So it's kind of better, I think, to try to get it kind of now, than having to try to fish it out with some tweezers. Almost there. There it goes. Okay, I'm going to reverse it out. So that did a lot better than the last one. The last one had real big chunks in there because I went faster. So these are like surgical tweezers. I got those on Amazon for like $8. Super pointy. You can reach in there and grab it. That way that's not in your tumbler. Alright, so it fell. So I'm going to try to knock it down. It's like playing one of those games when you're a kid. Come on. A little bit more. There we go. I got it to just fall right out. Alright. Alright, so there's still a little bit of shards in there that they're not going to come out. So we're just going to have to live with that. Alright. So let's see if I can do this one any faster. I did like the pre-drilled hole, but we're just going to go straight with the hole. See what happens. Now that I'm a little bit better at it, a little bit more confident, really helps. I don't really drill anything in my daily life to have practice doing this. But I know I don't want to fish 9 of those little pieces out. Sorry, Meg, now wait. Let me see if I can get y'all to see. Alright, so I've got it started, and I'm just using the straight 1/4 inch bit. I didn't pre-drill the hole this time. Trying to see my camera. I think y'all can see. goes through. Oh, it's making the cracking sound. So when it gets right there, you'll hear it cracking. And then there's a pop when it goes through, and that's when you know to stop so that you don't drill through the other layer. Okay, so I did get some chunks in there that I want to fish out. This is a little bit harder to fish out because that inner ring is higher than the outer ring. Yikes. Don't lose it. So, fell. Dragon's breath. Okay, come on. Oh, it's right on the hole. Crap. I might not be able to see me get this out. It's like operation. Got a little bit of it. Where it went. Come on. Did not see this happening because it didn't happen on the other two. Here we go, it's right there. Ah, fell out, good. Okay. So there's some other little schmitz. I'll get that out. I just have to stay in there. Especially since this is my cup. One of them. There we go. Yay. Okay, so people are charging $35 for this. The Starbucks, it's $15 plus tax to buy it, and I feel like I probably used specialty glitter, possibly like $10 worth of glitter. I'd have to look at my invoices. Could have been easily. So I don't think $35 is enough profit, but maybe if you're afraid they're going to leak and you don't want people to be mad at you, then maybe $35. Okay, so we are done with the drill. I'm going to put it to the side. Okay, now I am ready to use my funnel that I made. Make sure it's dry. This hole is smaller. I guess I didn't use the same drill bit. But another bottle. So this should fit. So the question is, will this glitter fit through it? Okay, so some people will put a little bit of glycerin in here before. I don't. I feel like it really gets things real junky. So that's about as much glitter as I'm going to use. I can always get more later. But if I was going to do a mixture think maybe add this winter white in there or some Cullen. Just to make the water, the juice. Might do that later. Okay. So let's see, this might be too chunky to fit through this little hole. Make sure y'all can see. So put it in there. And then I use the toothpick to push it in. So that toothpick goes all the way through and actually touches that inner. Maybe y'all can see that. That toothpick's actually touching that inner tumbler, that inner layer. Just helps makes it move. And I could have made the hole a little bit bigger, but there's not a lot of room here for that hole without hitting the other parts of the tumbler. I don't know how you would get it in if you didn't have something to poke it with. I tried like the end of a brush, but that was too fat. The toothpick worked great. So this part does take quite a bit of time, probably like 30 minutes. So you can see how that's falling in there. So I'm going to want to fill it up maybe. Let's see here. I'd even put a little piece of tape for my ideal spot. Just so I don't have to keep telling myself, where am I going? So I'm going to fill it up to about here. Okay, so now this wall could have more space than this one. There's all sorts of unknowns on this. The only thing I do know is that it's extremely hard for me to get another Starbucks tumbler. Yes, I got their cocktail mix, the Swarovski. I've been eyeing them. I got 8 of those. So I spent like $500, but it was all like kind of like half off. So I'm glad I didn't pay for them full price because I got a deal. I guess it's a deal. So I'm gonna make myself a Swarovski tumbler. If I can't say it right. Okay, so you can put a lot in here, and just if you wanted to, you could probably sit on the couch and maybe even do this. It does kind of get messy, especially if this nozzle comes up. But the other ladies that I was watching do this, they were just tapping it in. And it seemed like it was a lot longer and messier. But this is so chunky, that's why it's taking so long. If this was a smaller cut, I don't think it'd take as long. I might be able to trim the bottom of that off just a hair. And also if you can lay it on its side, that toothpick gets a little bit more space to move. Just a hair, and it kind of makes it go a little bit better. So the lady I was watching this afternoon, she was doing just a fine, maybe an extra fine, and she was actually like, she had a funnel. She got them off of Amazon, and she was kind of all over the place. She was putting the glycerin straight into the funnel with the glitter, making it go down, but in my opinion, you don't want to mix your funnels, because once this gets glycerin in it, it might not come clean. And also, it's hard to tell how much glitter you have in there once you put the glycerin in. So this is my fault for not making the hole bigger. I didn't want this to take forever. But I just feel like it can't get bigger on this particular tumbler. So let me see if I can somehow make this hole just a smidge bigger, and that might just open the floodgates. I mean, like a hair. Much better. See if I can do this sideways so y'all can see it. I don't think I can. So I'm just pushing that in, and the glitter's falling through. I could try tapping it, but it does seem to work. The toothpick has the trick. Of course, you wouldn't hold it sideways. I'm just doing that so y'all can possibly see. I need a cameraman in here. Easy to push down with skewer. Yeah, I've got those in the kitchen. I don't have one over here. I was so afraid last night because that Starbucks one is really close to the hole is really close to the outer edge of that. Look, I have a skewer. That I was really afraid I was gonna drop the toothpick in there. I had glitter everywhere trying to figure this out. Much better. Thank you, Sherry. So this is definitely the longest part of it. Although we did play with that very first drill in that very first hole for a little while because we didn't know what we were doing. We were arguing with each other. There's something in here. I don't know if that was in the glitter. And Walmart sells these already mixed. Like, they're not as pretty as our glitter. And they're not domed, but I don't think they're domed. You're like, why am I doing this when we could just go get this and a knockoff. Because we care, right? Alright, so one of the things when you buy high quality glitter that should be on the website is that the glitter is PET, which I think it stands for polyester or something. That's the type of mylar that they use to make it. And it's solvent resistant. And what that means is it won't bleed. So if you use some Michael's glitter, there's a chance that the baby oil or the glycerin, whatever you're using, could make it bleed. And so your water, like if you used a pink one, your water would turn pink because it bled. Alright, so see, look, I'm not far from being done. Turn it that way. So that was my goal line. And I like this method because you can put a bunch in the cut. When you're doing the tap method, I don't think you put as much in. Got any more tips, Sherry? Do I flip it over or do I keep using the pointy end? I'm using the pointy end of the skewer. I can flip it over. Wish y'all could see. My tripod doesn't work. If I could lift it up some, y'all could. So I find something to sit this on. Give me a box. Looking. Got 900 boxes around here. Let's see if I can set it up here. Maybe y'all can see it a little bit better. It's hard for me. I have to tippy toe to see what y'all can see. Not really. iPhone doesn't like that. Here we go. Alright, we can't make iPhone mad. Just a little bit more, maybe. Kinda. PET is polyplastic glitter. That's what we want, right? So I'm still on the fence on the not using the fine and to use a chunky. Some of the tutorials I watched, the people weren't that big of a glitter expert. Not that I am, but and also I've come to figure out that different glitter companies call some things chunky when they're not. So I don't really know what glitter's the best. I don't know if I'm going to do enough of these to learn that. Okay, let's see how far we got. So this is just static causing this here to hang on, but for the most part it's falling down here for you. So if you had put any glycerin in up until now, the glycerin would be kind of stuck to the inner wall and your glitter would be stuck, so you wouldn't be able to get a good estimate of how much you had, in my opinion. because a lot of it is stuck up here hanging on the glycerin. So I don't need much more. Solvent resistant, so it won't bleed. Yep. So some people call the cheap glitter craft glitter because look, that's pretty much what the my husband's working outside of. That's what you do crafts with. You don't really do like long-term stuff with that. It will fade. And I have had one or two glitters that claimed they were solvent resistant and they bled. They were still pretty. So if you're unsure, you might put a little bit of the glitter in some glycerin and water or baby oil, whatever you're using, and let it sit there for a day or two and see if it leaks. Put it in some Mod Podge, see if it leaks or bleeds. It's better than wasting a whole cup on it. But you know, colored glycerin might be really cool too. Alright, that was just about all of it. So the higher up in the cup, the faster it's filling up, because there's not as much cup toward the top. I definitely made less of a mess than I did yesterday. Okay. Alright, look. Perfect. That probably will never happen again. I actually overshot my line just a smidge. So that wasn't even 2/3 of this little bathroom cup. This is a 20 ounce. So I would have done more like 2/3 for that Starbucks one. And it might be too much. But I like it. So another thing that I like to think about when I make these, or at least I did before I made these, is the person going to be drinking water? Are they going to be drinking Mountain Dew? What are they drinking out of it? Because, you know, when you're using it, it's full of yellow Mountain Dew or tea, brown tea. And so that's going to kind of change the whole feel of the tumbler. Like, if you saw brown tea through here, you're like, ugh, you know? So, when I did this one, I knew I would be having the strawberry daiquiri in here a lot. See that? That's my new drink. So, I wanted something that, when I had red in it, it wouldn't just completely clash. So, if you are making this for a customer, you might bring that up to them. Alright. So we're finished with our tweezers. If I wanted to add some of this Cullen in, I could right now. Just want to add just a smidge. I want it to give the water just a little bit of tinkle. So you don't want to do much at all on this. So maybe like 2 scoops. But this I can just tap in because it's so fine. So if I was doing a different color, I might do this winter white from Art Glitter. My friend Sherry gave that to me. So pretty. It's one of my favorites. Okay. So you can see the Cullen up here. It's an ultra fine. Alright, so finally, how long has this taken me? An hour. Okay. So I did drill 2 holes. So these were taking over an hour. So you got to charge accordingly. How much glitter did you spend? Things like that. Okay, now time for the mixture. So on the other one, I took this cup that I had marked it was 60 mils and 60 mils, but this was not marked. So I'm just going to do a little cup. And it really doesn't have to be exact, but I feel like if you were going to do it, you should do it a little bit more glycerin than water. Alright, so this is a distilled water. You can get this at Walmart, Kroger, groceries. Can't see. Can't tell you, I'm not that smart to know what the distillation means. It's probably a little bit cleaner than tap water. It's been through some sort of curing process, chemical cleaning, boiling. So it's a little bit more pure. Okay, so now we want some of this glycerin. It's super thick. Got this on Amazon. They do have some glycerin at Joann, I'm told. You don't get very much. But if you want to run out and do this tomorrow, then that's all you got. You know, you can pick it up. Some Walmarts have this over in the pharmacy area. Might be like by the coconut oil or something. I got mine on Amazon. I'm gonna put a little bit more in here because some of it was left in that cup. Got mine on Amazon when I was doing the glitter pens. Sleep apnea machine. Oh, the distilled water. Okay, yeah. But my husband, he don't like water in his. So that makes sense. Okay. When you first put it in, start mixing it up, it turns cloudy. But if you keep stirring, it's really weird how it turns clear. Like, right in front of your eyes. So it just gives it a little bit thicker consistency. So you can play with the perfect amount. Most people just say 50-50. See there, it's gone clear. It's so weird. So that's still quite runny. But it's completely up to you, and it's trial and error. Alright, so this is where this little syringe comes in. Looks like it's a 10 ml syringe. We asked the pharmacist for it probably a year ago, and I think they gave us 2. I never used it for anything. So definitely using it for this. Let's see if I can get you up so you can see. Maybe. So I'm just gonna suck the liquid up here in the syringe. So now, it's easier on you if you don't get this liquid all over the top of your tumbler. Because it's kind of greasy, oily, and it's going to make the epoxy that we're going to put on it later not want to stick. Okay, so let's see if y'all can see. I think you can. So I'm just going to plunge it in there. I'm going to go slow because I don't know how that middle tumbler, that wall in there, is going to spray it back at me. Things like that. We don't really want a whole lot of air bubbles. Alright, so that seemed to work okay. So you can see. So see I'm up to here, maybe. I want to fill it all the way up. Because technically all of this down here is air. Where the glitter is. So the more glitter you have in there, the more air you're going to have. The more bubbles that are going to float. Where are my bubbles? These are stuck. Wash my hand off. And this is vegetable glycerin, so it's not toxic. It's okay to get it on your hands. Wipe with the alcohol, yeah, definitely. Do not use acetone on here because it will eat your plastic. Make it cloudy and you will not have a good time. If you want to go ahead and like put your finger on it real carefully, you can shake it now if you wanted to. See what it's doing, because there's no going back once you fill it all the way up. You can't unfill it and put, as far as I know, and put more liquid in it or more glitter. So there's a little bit of air bubble coming out because once you put liquid in, air has to come out. So that's why I'm not squirting it too fast. Because it's making a mess. So I don't have the 5-minute epoxy. My husband has that out in his shop, so we won't see that. You can do UV resin on here. If you have UV resin and a light, just make sure you have proper air filtration in your room, because that UV resin is very toxic smelling. But if I decide to sell any of these, I'm definitely going to wait until after I've used mine for a while and I know I can trust it, because the last thing I want is for this to leak in someone's car or on their desk at work or in a big meeting, you know, and that would be my fault because I didn't know what I was selling them. The manufacturers of these tumblers definitely say once you drill that hole in the bottom, they no longer warranty. You can't get a refund from them, that you're on your own. And I would definitely tell your customers the same thing. So when you get to this part at the very end, it fills up really fast. So definitely tell your customers that that if they drop it, it's broken, it's you're not replacing it. And there's a good chance that this will break and make a big mess if they drop it. So if I want to, right now, my hands are big enough. I can plug that hole with my finger, because I'm not all the way to the very tip top just yet. And I can see if that's good. If I want more, I feel like I want more juice. So now I need to get the air up to the top so that I can get more juice in there. Ooh, it does not want to go in. Let's find our poker. See if we can force it. It may have made it mad. Let's see. Maybe shouldn't have shook it. There we go, maybe that'll help. See, that glitters now, because I shook it, that glitter's kind of making it full. There's nowhere for the juice to go. So maybe don't shake it. So now I can let that sit there for a little bit and come back later, because no one's going to be in here to knock it off. And kind of keep working at it. Woo! So I think that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, you might not shake it, and that's why one reason people don't put the glitter in, or the glycerin in before. So here we go. It took a little over an hour. That might be the perfect amount. Look at that. And so once you get your seal in there, you'll shake it up really good, and it'll knock all that loose. But, like, I'm letting go when I'm shaking, so there we go. Perfect for an AB crystal cup. Alright, so I will clean that bottom with rubbing alcohol like Sherry said, and I won't use acetone. I'm going to use rubbing alcohol. I'm going to clean that off really well, and then put a layer. I'll probably do UV resin, because I have a UV light, and cure it. Haven't used the UV resin yet. That's what I have. And then I'll test it out for a while, and I'll work on putting the crystals on the top dome and have a nice pretty crystal Frappuccino cup. Tip where the hole is higher so you have more room to add. Tip where the hole is higher. Okay. Because it is now. But it wasn't. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, well, you made one to see for sure. But it does get messy. You'll have to clean the whole. Like I made a bigger mess with the glycerin on this one than I did on the other one. So clean the whole tumbler with rubbing alcohol, and clean up your mess. But definitely made less mess than I did last night. So winning. Okay, so if you have any more questions, there are a ton of tutorials around. A lot of people kind of, some people aren't to the point, so I tried to be to the point on everything. And I'm going to put this on YouTube too, and I'll try to put a lot of descriptions down there. So if there's one thing you're looking for, like how much glitter, how much glycerin, I have no idea about the baby oil or contact lens solution. I have enough glycerin, so I don't have to worry about those. So I really can't help you on that. You'll just have to keep looking at the tutorials. So, but I appreciate you joining me. Thanks, Sherry, so much for your tips. The skewer is definitely better than the toothpick, but the funnels, even if it's a makeshift funnel, you might even be able to make a funnel. Oop, look at me, making a mess. You might even be able to make a funnel of these Dollar Tree bottles. I think these are from Dollar Tree. So if you need a funnel right now, that might even work too. So, yep. I will get off of here. Y'all have a great evening. Thanks so much. Have a rockin' day. Bye, guys.